There is a difference, a critical difference in understanding the Bible that many people often fail to understand. In fact, you'll learn about it in your very first Bible correspondence course if you sign up for it. And that is the difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Old Testament covers something that we call the Old Covenant, the covenant between God and the Israelite people. And as a part of that, there was God's perfect standard of righteousness, His law, over 600 commands, depending on how you count them, but well over 600 that lay out God's perfect standard of holiness. If you're a rule follower, these are all the rules, and they are perfect, and they're to be obeyed perfectly. And you can try to be declared righteous under that system. There's just one small problem, and that is 0% of human beings have actually been able to do it. No one, however good they think they are, has been able to meet God's standard of righteousness. No one except, of course, His Son, Jesus Christ. And that's why He came, to come and to not just live a life, but to live perfectly under the law. So He was truly the only righteous human being that ever lived. As God's Son, He kept that law perfectly, and therefore His sacrifice on the cross was capable of acting as payment and atonement for our sin. And that's really important, that because He kept the law perfectly, He atoned His sacrifice through His blood. We could be declared righteous under the law. And so in so doing, in fulfilling all those righteous requirements and keeping all of those laws perfectly, the Old Testament law and the laws have been nailed to the cross. They've been completely fulfilled in Jesus Christ. If you read Colossians chapter 2, the whole chapter, it'll spell that out. So consequently, we in Christ are under a new covenant because the old one has been fulfilled. There's no need for blood sacrifices. There's no need for a priest system. There's no need for keeping the Sabbath. All of those things were commands of the old law. Now again, you can try to be declared righteous, but you don't just get to pick and choose the ones you want. You have to keep all of it, or you need a different covenant. In Christ, we live under a new and better covenant. So all of that explanation hopefully will help give some context and some meaning to the verses I'm about to share. Let's look at Romans chapter 6, verse number 1 that we share. It says very specifically, now we are released from the law. Now who's we? We in Christ, okay? Having died to that which held us captive, so that we serve in the new way of the Spirit and not in the old way of the written code. I don't think it gets any clearer than that. And then Colossians chapter 2, said read the whole chapter, but let's focus in on verses 13 and 14. And you who were dead in your trespasses and the uncircumcision of your flesh, God made alive together with Him, having forgiven us all our trespasses by canceling the record of debt that stood against us with its legal demands. This He set aside, nailing it to the cross. Those scriptures both clearly state that the old law and its commands and expectations were nailed to the cross, and that through Jesus we can have and live under a new and better covenant.
To have your questions answered or to learn more about the Bible, please visit us at knowyourbible.com.